Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good to see you. Wish I could see you.
And I'm sure it's nice to be seen.
I'm using my imagination. I see you as you see us soon enough. So I want to welcome you here to Unity of Fort Collins Celebration Sunday service. It is the beginning of Passover for those of the Jewish tradition. It is Palm Sunday, and it's a full moon day. And I think it's right there behind us. So we're just excited and happy that you get to be with us and that we have technology that can join us together. Our Unity of Fort Collins is all about celebrating the truth of who we are. We see and know Great Spirit, God, whatever you call that power that is breathing you, we call it love, that it's everywhere present and that everything in this world is manifest through our beliefs. It is done unto us as we believe, and sometimes we just need to check those beliefs. So we want to welcome you as another love being in this love stream that we are providing for you in service to help you have a greater experience of who you are in this thing called life. So thank you for being here. We're grateful for your presence in all forms. And for announcements, well, where do we find all of our announcements, Divine?
I think we find them on the Unity page.
Unity of
Yes.
Fort Collins page. That's right. This was just a check to see if you knew. But yes, go to our Unity of Fort Collins Facebook page. No, not Facebook page. It's the website. News and events. It's the full moon, I'm sure. So you can find everything that is happening, including our Zoom links for today. We have at 11 a.m. our community connection.
Join us.
Join us. We have our Wednesday night Facebook Live meditation at 6 p.m. And there is Heart Talks that is happening on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. So we would be so happy to see you at any of our events. Please check it out, all of the things that are happening. And there's a lot of things happening, but you have to go to that news and events site tab at our Unity of Fort Collins website. So we're so grateful.
I want to give a shout out really quick. Can I give a shout out really quick?
You can do it.
Because I realize that not everyone looks at the newsletter. I mean, some people scan it, some people just don't bother. But we are right now putting together a team for our reopening, and we really need the support of volunteers for that to happen. So I would ask that you please check the newsletter for more details on that. We're also doing a little bit of refurbishing in the sanctuary called painting. And I'm putting together a team of support for that process too. So if you would at least check the newsletter, it gives all the details in case that's something that calls to you. Thank you.
Thanks, Divine. It's good to have a team. Reminds each other what we're here for and what we need to share. And that's what we do at Unity of Fort Collins. We are here to remind ourselves and one another of the truth of who we are as the divine love in expression. So on that note, I'm going to turn it over to Reverend Divine for our opening prayer.
Oh, it's so wonderful to just take a moment to go inward to anchor everything in the service with prayer. So I am so blessed and grateful that we are all here in collective consciousness to allow all that wants to come through to be present in this very, very moment. For all those that are celebrating Passover, Palm Sunday, that this be something that's special and sacred to you and your family and friends. For all of you that are anticipating Easter, that you too are getting yourself prepared for whatever you and your crew do for these holidays. I'm knowing right now that we are open and receptive to hearing the message, and that between the music, the message from Reverend Liz, and all the other components that go into creating this service for you, that everything that you need is touched upon. And there might even be some things you hadn't thought about that open you up to being receptive to the good and the very good that is coming. So I know that we let go of anything we need to be present right now, listening with an open mind, an open heart, and allowing allowing your imagination to take flight to what it wants to hear and be revealed. Giving great thanks for all of you listening now and listening at a future time, knowing we are all blessed because of this collective love and energy of Unity Fort Collins. Letting it go and calling it good and very good, I just anchor it by saying, Amen, and so it is. And now, if you'd like to join me in our Unity blessing, if you know the words by heart, that's fantastic. And if you don't, the words will pop up on the screen for you so that you can read that with us collectively. Our unity centers us in light and peace, allowing us to recognize our God within and to radiate that love to the world.
Well, it's now my great pleasure to introduce our guest musician for today. His name, he's been with us before, Daniel Nahmad. He's an Orange County, California-based singer-songwriter, producer, humanitarian, and one of the most beloved and successful independent performers in the United States today. He's sold over 110,000 CDs and 10,000 songbooks of his insightful, heart-opening pop songs. His brilliant song, One Power, was declared the anthem for the new humanity by Deepak Chopra. His voice has been heard on shows like American Idol, The Voice, the Super Bowl, and others. And I encourage you to go to YouTube and check out his One Power by Daniel Nahmad. It's a great song. His stunning 3-octave vocals and great piano and guitar skills, along with his human and humorous, humble stage presence, combined with an extraordinary collection of songs that bring tears of joy, countless standing ovations from all types of audiences and groups of all the major religions, including Christian, Catholic, Buddhist, Mormon, Muslim, Jewish, Baha'i, Hindu, unity, and religious science. Daniel lives and works in Orange County, California, along with his wife, who's a jeweler. Her name is Melina, and their beautiful son named Jude. So let's give a warm, joyful welcome to the amazing Daniel Nahmad. Thank you, Daniel.
Good morning, Fort Collins. It's Daniel Nahmad here in Orange County, California. So glad to be with you again. Let's begin with a deep breath and a little song to sing together. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. You want to sing that with me? Here we go. I will leave. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. Inside there is peace, inside there is joy, inside there is more than enough peace. Inside there is peace, joy, inside there is joy, sacred love, inside there is sacred love. I will leave this day, I will leave this day as it is, go inside to find inside there is peace, joy. Inside there is joy, more than enough. Inside there is more than enough. Peace. Inside there is peace, joy. Inside there is joy, sacred love. Inside there is sacred love. One more verse. I will leave this life as it is. Here we go. I will leave this life as it is. Go inside to find my God. I will leave this life as it is. Go inside to find my God. One more time, here we go. I will leave. I will leave this life as it is. Go inside to find my God. I will leave this life as it is. Go inside to find my God. Go inside. Go inside to find my God. I'll go inside to find my God. Thanks.
Hello, my name is Robert Hudgens. I'm a member of the Unity of Fort Collins. The inspirational reading for today is entitled Metamorphosis. A caterpillar can fly, I've heard, but not as a caterpillar. A caterpillar has to be willing to go through metamorphosis. There are imaginal cells in the caterpillar that begin to activate that transformation. Now, at first, the caterpillar's memory of what the caterpillar is and its immune system fights those imaginal cells. But ultimately, because they are of a higher power, those imaginal cells take over, and the caterpillar submits to the transformation that brings forth the butterfly. So, my friend, what is the butterfly of you seeking to emerge this day? What is that butterfly? You can fly. You can do whatever it is that is in your heart burning to come forth, but not with the caterpillar image you've held of yourself. So, what is the butterfly image of you? Know this, that image is God's dream for the next stage of your life. Get in touch with that image. It's you.
It isn't like I've always wondered what I was made of, or is this really me? I've only recently discovered I've always stood in the shadows of expectations of me. Well, now that I see there's no judge, there's no jury. Now that I know I can take my own road, I feel a freedom that I have never known. It's about unbecoming what I never was. It's about unlearning what was never true. It's about unbelieving all the lies that I've been told. Unbecoming is the story of my soul. Everybody's name is given. Nobody asks us who we really are. But after after so many years of living, you wouldn't think the answer would still feel so far. I'm slow, I'm smart, I'm accounting, I'm art, I'm left brain or right, I'm a morning person or night. Well, maybe it's time to step outside those lines, see who I find. 'Cause it's about unbecoming what I never was. It's about unlearning what was never true. It's about unbelieving all the lies that I've been told. Unbecoming is the story of my soul. The scariest thing is offending, disappointing everyone's vision of who I should be. But the only way home is to fly on my own till I know, till I see. It's about unbecoming what I never was. It's about unlearning what was never true. It's about unbelieving all the lies that I've been told. Unbecoming is the story of my soul. Unbecoming is coming home. Thanks.
Unbecoming. I so love that song from Daniel Nahmod, Unbecoming. I chose that song along with the reading that Robert did earlier for today's talk because they fit very well in the talk title of The Path of Transformation. In the Path of Transformation, there is something that is going from one form to another. And the reading in the Mary Morrissey book that Robert did, he talks about the word metamorphosis and how a caterpillar can fly, but not as caterpillar. The caterpillar has to be willing. Willing is the key word to go through this metamorphosis. So what did Mary Morrissey say needs to be activated in order for this metamorphosis to take place? Do you recall? It needed to activate its imaginal cells. It has imaginal cells. And at first, the caterpillar's memory and immune system and the cells actually resist these imaginal cells. However, the imaginal cells are of the higher power, and ultimately they win out, and the caterpillar releases the ideas and the image of itself as a caterpillar as it goes through a transformation into the beautiful butterfly that is free. Imaginal cells. I love that idea, imaginal cells. And if you've been listening to our talks in this last month, you know that we have been on the theme of the imagination, which is one of the 12 powers or spiritual attributes or abilities that each and every one of us are born with. Co-founder Charles Fillmore discovered that there was 12 abilities that each of the 12 disciples had, and he wrote about it in his book called 12 Powers. It's also been written in the book called Divine Audacity by Linda Martella Whitsett, which is our book for the year. I highly encourage you get this book because it talks about each of the powers, which we'll be studying each month of 2021. So the idea is that we want to develop our spiritual abilities. And the one that is stressed right now is that which is the imagination. Imagination is the spark where all of creation begins. It is that inception place where everything, and I mean everything that is made manifest, begins in the imagination. So, what is a big part of this transformation? What needs to happen? Well, Daniel Nahmod's Unbecoming speaks directly to this. We need to be unbecoming. Unbecoming the caterpillar that we imagine ourselves to be. See, we are made in the image, and get this, the word is image. We are made in the image and likeness of the divine. And yet we see ourselves as a caterpillar because the divine, the imaginal cells of our being are that we are the divine in expression, except that we don't see ourselves or others in that way. We have to come back into those imaginal cells to see ourselves and one another as the butterfly, as the divine in expression, and set ourselves free from the limiting thoughts that the caterpillar carries around. Now, can you imagine a conversation? Okay, engaging your skill of imagination. A caterpillar is having a conversation with another insect. And let's just go with the praying mantis, right? The praying mantis, the wise insect. Well, here we are with the roly-poly furry caterpillar just crawling along on this ground, and he comes across a big stick and he's grumbling and mumbling about how life is so hard as he tries to get his body over that stick in the path. And the praying mantis, who is sitting there, wisely says, "Do you know that someday you will fly?" The caterpillar looks at him and goes, "Yeah, right. I'll fly when pigs fly." "Oh, but you don't know, young caterpillar, that someday you surely will have wings and you will be free to fly in the sky." "You're crazy, old man," says the young caterpillar. "There's no way I could ever have wings. Look at me. That's impossible. Simply impossible." The wise praying mantis says, "Someday you'll see. Someday you'll be a butterfly." Now, that praying mantis had been praying, and praying is only that which brings us back to the true mind, to the truth of who we are. And so that's why prayer is so important, is so that we can enter into the consciousness of the true self and to unbecome that which we think ourselves to be. Daniel Nahmod's song in Unbecoming, he says, we need to unbecome what we never were. We need to unlearn all that was never true. And we need to unbelieve all the lies we've been told. Unbecoming, he says, is the way home. So I want to take this idea of the imaginal cells of transformation and unbecoming into our religious holidays that are occurring now. Now, I share with you religious holidays, not because I'm religious, because I am not a religious person. I go to church because they make me. That's supposed to be funny, right? But it's the difference between religion and religious and spiritual. Religion to me is much more about the formulation of ideas and structure of putting God and how things need to work in structured boxes and following certain structured paths and ideas and thoughts, where spirituality is more of an individual journey of locating and connecting within and not having any authority on the outside, because the authority of our being is in the inside of us. I like to go to the religious teachings and stories and texts because I believe that there are profound stories. There are deep teachings by these masters who have come to certain ideas and have presented them or been presented by others. And I look to the biblical stories because they're metaphysical and they help me to understand, if I look beyond the appearance of the surface level and the literal, to what is the metaphysical representation and symbolism in the stories. Ultimately, truth is found everywhere, and the ultimate truth can be found in ourselves. And so, why even go to religious stories or to any teachings if the authority of our being is within ourselves? For me, I like to listen to other folks' talks. I like to look at the stories. Why? Because they remind me. And that means remind. Re meaning back, mind. We hear really, and we all have the truth within ourselves, but we haven't been trained to tap into that which is the spiritual authority, the wisdom council, the higher self. We haven't been trained. We're trained to go to outside sources to find answers to our questions. But I'd like to go to those outside sources because most of the time, it's not that we're learning anything new. We're remembering what we've forgotten. That's part of the unbecoming. We're unlearning the things that we've been told, and we're going back within. So teachers and stories help us, help me to remember who I am. That's what the stories are for. And it's all about consciousness. Jesus was known as the greatest metaphysician, great metaphysical teacher, and he is a teacher. And that's why I like to go to his stories, because it's not about what happens with Jesus in the outer world. It's his representation, and every part of the Bible is a representation of ourselves, of our consciousness, because everything, and that's everything in all caps, everything is a matter of consciousness. So I'm going to begin sharing just a tidbit of some of these stories of these religious holidays. And the first one started yesterday for the truest Jewish tradition, and that is the one of Passover. And that is actually, in the Bible story, the time where the Jewish people were freed. They were set free from the Egyptians and the Pharaoh. What does that mean metaphysically? Well, it's the time where, again, I'll say that the Pharaoh, who's only concerned with itself and ego and control and very limited and trying to control others, that's our caterpillar self. And we need to shed that and set free the butterfly of the Jewish people, of those that are altruistic, connected, and beings of unity. The Passover is shifting. Again, it's a transformation from that which is controlling and fear-based to that which is free and unlimited. Now we go to the next story, and that is the Holy Week. The Holy Week actually begins on the Saturday prior to Palm Sunday. This is the day when Jesus has been known to have raised a man, a friend of his, named Lazarus, from the dead. Jesus arrives at the home of Lazarus, Martha, and Mary on a Saturday. In the meantime, Lazarus has been in the tomb for 4 days. He's dead. And yet, is he? Jesus comes and says, "Roll away the stone." And then he looks up and he says, "Arise, come forth, Lazarus." So what does that mean? Well, basically, it means that Lazarus represents that part of us that is spiritually asleep to who we are, to our divinity. It is that part of us that is the caterpillar that doesn't realize its divinity. And so Jesus says, roll away the stone. Well, the stone is that which is blocking our view of who we are. It's the stone of our beliefs, of the things that are not true, that needs to be rolled away so that we can come out, that we can wake up, that we can be awake to who we are. You know, the Buddha was once asked, Master Buddha, who are you? Are you a saint? And the Buddha replies, no. Are you an angel? The reply again was no. Are you a great teacher? No. Well, then who are you? The Buddha simply answered, I'm awake. So we need to be awake and aware of who we are. And I'm going to ask you to go within just for a moment with me. So I invite you now to close your eyes and take a deep breath and let it go. And now simply, I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to listen without judgment. What comes forth when I ask, what is dead in me? What is asleep in me? What part of me is been sleeping, been put into the closet, been shoved down, hidden? What part of me wants to be awake and alive again? What part wants to be awake, awakened and alive, to thrive again? And so we just breathe that in and bring with you with any awareness. You may open your eyes and just be aware. And you might take that question into the rest of your day, because we want to be aware of what has been blocking us and what wants to come to life, what wants to be more fully experienced and expressed as our true self. We want to be set free, like the butterfly from the cocoon or the tomb of our own limited thoughts and of who we are. And so that brings us to Sunday, which is Palm Sunday. And Palm Sunday is the day where Jesus, the great way shower, begins his approach into Jerusalem. Jerusalem represents inner peace. So the question to also ask yourself today, what is it that I most desire? Listen, what is it that I most desire? Now, you might have a follow-up question with the what would I most desire? Because the next question is, what would I like to and imagine I could experience or feel when I have what I most desire? Because it's not the thing, it's the feeling. What is it you would most desire? And make that your Jerusalem. Make that be your vision. Now, Jesus was not a stupid man. He knew full well that his moving into this place called Jerusalem was going to be the sure death of him, because there were rumors that he was going to be the new king, that he was coming in and he was going to be the new king. And the Romans were not happy with that because they liked the control that they had. And yet Jesus knew. He had a vision of this place called inner peace. Was he afraid? He definitely was afraid. He even says, Father, save me. And then he says, no, this is the purpose, the reason I have come to this hour. So he had a purpose and a mission, and he had fear. He was human. Yet he made the decision, and that is an important thing. We all have something that we would desire to have, to be, to do. And yet the fears of what is going to have to happen, because we can't be the same person who's having the experience that we are now. I can't, if I'm dreaming of flying and I want to have freedom as my life, I can't do it as a caterpillar. I need to shed my thinking. So what does he do? He sends 2 of his disciples to a house, and he tells them to tell the man, our master needs the young donkey colt. And he brings them the young donkey colt. Well, one of those disciples, I am sure, is the disciple of will, which is a spiritual quality we'll study in the month of April. So he sets his will. He's got his intention. Jerusalem, I'm going. I'm afraid. I have a purpose. I'm going to fulfill it. I'm afraid, but I'm going to use my will, and I'm going to get the donkey. And why a donkey and not a horse? Well, the donkey represents sure-footedness. The donkey isn't going to be frightened by crowds. It is sure-footedness, and we need to have sure-footedness. I'm taking one step and another and another, even though I have fear that's trying to pull me back. And what is the fear? The fear is the death of the ego. The fear is the death of the life I've known. And going into the unknown, there's going to be fear. That's just the way it is as the caterpillar, which tries to fight that which its real nature is. And so he gets this donkey as his will. And it's interesting because on the other side of town, the Pontius Pilate, the Roman king, comes prancing in on a horse with all of his troops. It's a direct contrast. He's in the west, Jesus is in the east, and the Pontius Pilate is in the west. And he comes in with all this grandeur, and Jesus is just going, it's the simple things. It's not about presentation, it's about the heart. So he comes in on this donkey with will, direction. And the other thing that he has, the other element that as you're moving towards your Jerusalem, is that you need to have people coaching you, encouraging you, supporting you. Because Jesus goes into this town on the donkey, and the crowd surround him singing, Hosanna, Hosanna. And they're all thrilled and they're cheering him on. He needs the strength of others to go forth into a place that's going to be scary, and it's going to be hard, and it's going to be the death of that which is known life as it's been. So to surround yourself, to have prayer partners, to have people that believe in you, that believe in your dream, that support you, is part of the journey. As we move forth, we have to identify our Jerusalem, make a decision, and face our fears. Go forward one step at a time, trusting and having faith, because that's the final element that Jesus did on Palm Sunday. He set forth and he said, we can do this. I have a vision. I have a trust and a faith in the divine. And I spoke to someone the other day, and I said, one of the statements that one of my teachers shared with me, our faith needs to be in the one that is breathing us. The one that is breathing me, the one that is breathing you, is so much greater than any fear, any doubt, any worry. That which is breathing us, that power of the butterfly, the true self, the God self, is so much greater than any situation, condition, or circumstance. Have faith that the one inside of us is much bigger and stronger. We can do the unbecoming, unbecome the caterpillar. Let us step into that which is the butterfly of freedom, of joy, of lightheartedness, and share that, our beautiful selves, with one another in the world. I know we're on the path of transformation. Let us unbecome and just take claim and be that true self, the butterfly that you are. And so it is.
Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers, Listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is everywhere. And every thought's indeed a prayer. May the blessings of God rest upon me. May God's peace abide in me. May God's presence illuminate my heart now and forevermore. May the blessings of God rest upon you. May God's peace abide in you. May God's presence illuminate your heart now and forevermore. May the blessings of God rest upon us. May God's peace abide in us. May God's presence illuminate our hearts now and forevermore. Now and forevermore.
And now it is time for our prosperity blessing. And I invite you to join me. Those words too will also be up on the screen. I encourage you to say it aloud because there's something about speaking the words out loud that give it a lot more active energy and vibrational charge. And I personally like to hold whatever I'm offering up in green love to my heart. And for those of you that do that electronically, you can hold it in your hands. And for those of you that send in or drop off, we appreciate the green love. For without it, we would not be able to continue to do the good work here immediately at Unity and outward into the community. So between your green love and all of the treasures of the gifts that you offer in Sacred Seva, we are blessed and grateful for you. It takes a village to make it all happen. So thank you for being part of the village. And now, the prosperity blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
Bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through crying, I'm through waiting, I'm through hoping against all hope. I'm through longing for something gone that'll never return. I think I finally finally learned to bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Yeah. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through grieving, I'm through dreaming that the life I had is ever coming back. No more wishing on someone else's star that'll never be mine. I think it's time to bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. And I've survived many times before, broken hearts and slamming doors. I'll be alright, yes I will, once more, just as I did back then. I'm gonna rise again, so bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do, yeah. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I know it's gonna be everything new. I know it's gonna be everything new.
Please join me for the prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am that light. The love of God enfolds us. I am that love. The power of God protects us. I am that power. The presence of God watches over us. I am that presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Well, Fort Collins, it's been lovely to sing for you again. Thank you again for having me. I'll close with this song that you're certainly welcome to sing along with if you happen to know it, about taking a deep breath, opening my eyes wide, and making today what today was meant to be. This day is a witness to my sacred purpose, to all that I'm meant to be. This day is a witness to my sacred purpose, to all that I'm meant to be. Letting it in, letting it flow, letting it go where it will go, letting the power of your presence show the way. Letting it in, letting you know, I'm letting you purpose to all that I'm born to be. Letting it in, letting it flow, letting it go where it will go. Letting the power of your presence show the way. Letting it in, letting you know, I'm letting you lead, that I might follow, being a witness to your presence every day. This life is a witness to my rightful purpose, to all that I've come to be. This life is a witness to my rightful purpose, to all that I've come to be. All that I've come to be, and I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love for all my life. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love for all my life. Sing it again. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love for all my life. Oh, yeah. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love for all my life. For all my life. Thanks again. Have a wonderful week ahead.
Thank you, beloved Daniel Naiman. Thank you for the beauty of your songs, of your gift of songwriting, of letting the butterfly singer being who is inspirational come out and share your music. Everything new is happening because we know who we are. And I want to thank you all for joining us here today. Just give yourself some love. Spread your wings and let your spirit fly into that realm of the imagination. Let it have the faith and move one step at a time and be who we came here to be. Have a blessed week. We love you. We appreciate you and look forward to seeing you next week on Easter Sunday, where we talk more about that which is arising within us. Have a blessed week. Bye for now.